a free press is really important to a democratic society to have an open exchange of views.
Right.
And with certain people like Rupert Murdoch owning a lot of different media outlets at the same time, that restricts the open exchange of ideas. What can be done to ensure that our press is really giving a free, all point of view to the population so they can be informed? Thank you.
Well, it's a great question, and obviously we've got a lot of different press here, so I think the press would argue that there are a multiplicity of voices out there, but you're absolutely right that there's been a lot of media consolidation, and that's happened partly because it's so expensive to set up big TV networks. The barriers to entry are so high that when a company like Clear Channel starts gobbling up all the radio stations, or Rupert Murdoch starts having his eyes on a bunch of different media outlets, they can outbid a lot of smaller outlets. What I've said is that I'm committed to having the FCC review what our current policies are in terms of media diversification, and part of what I want to do is to expand the diversity of voices in media, or have policies that encourage that, taking into account that the nature of our media itself is changing so rapidly that the most important thing we can probably do is to preserve the diversity that's emerging through the internet. The internet is not yet the major source of news for people, but it's increasingly becoming the major source of news. And certainly for folks your generation, I think people tap into the internet a lot more. There is still a multiplicity of voices on the internet. And so the question is, how do we preserve that as bigger companies want to start getting into that space? And a good example of the recent controversies around this has to do with something called net neutrality. Right now, a portal, when you log on, basically you can capture any website, and it's like universal service. You can get to any website, and everybody's got access. There's been talk of some of the big services wanting to charge a premium for certain websites and not others, right? So, you might log on and Time Warner would come in and it would look really good, and there'd be video stream, and you could, it'd be real high speed. And then if it was, Joe's blog, then that would come in at a snail's pace, and it wouldn't have as much. You wouldn't have as many bells and whistles because they were paying a lower rate. And so what you want to do is to preserve this concept that everybody has equal access to the ultimate consumer, the ultimate user and producer of material on the internet. That's going to be a major battle that I think is going to increase. Battles like that are going to increase over the next few years, because more and more video streams are going to be coming over the internet. That's where more and more people are going to get their news and their entertainment, and we've got to make sure that that's a wide open space so that the next Google or the next YouTube has as much chance of getting on as they have over the last 10 years. That's a major source of economic growth.